Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the #1 weakness that Muay Thai fighters and kickboxers have in regards to boxing. Why can they not let their hands fly, or most of them, like the high-level boxers? What are the mistakes that are being made? Today we're going to work on correcting all those and making sure that when you guys let your hands go, you're throwing like an actual boxer. So let me grab a pair of gloves here. I know I don't really need them, but I feel like it's more applicable when we're talking about Muay Thai or kickboxing to have these on, especially when we're demonstrating boxing. So most people, anybody who's been training for a year or two, you understand jab, cross, you got the uppercuts, you got the hooks, you know how to throw them. But still, when we see Muay Thai fighters or kickboxers let their hands go on pads, the bag, in a fight, it does not look the same as when we see boxers. And what is the big difference that is stopping the kickboxers, the Muay Thai fighters, from being able to throw those awesome hands in the same way that we see the boxers do? Well, the very first thing is the way you train is the way you're going to throw. So a lot of times, especially for Muay Thai fighters, we'll see this position and stiff, stiff, stiff. Everything's very rigid when they throw. And it's very difficult to get nice hand flowing combos happening where you can rip from one arm to the other rapidly when you're too rigid. So try to avoid those shoulders flaring out. I know there's a reason for it in Muay Thai and in kickboxing even, but let the hands, the arms, settle down a little bit when you throw. Don't force it out, don't stiffen your shoulders. Remember, it's about that snap. It's the difference between a boxer jab where they just they let it go, and Muay Thai where it's kind of a little bit more rigid. You want to have a degree of elasticity when you throw your boxing shots. And that is something that's going to make a massive difference for you in your punches, not only in the whip behind them and the ultimate power which you can build, but also in your ability to come from one to the other as opposed to stiff, 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 just kind of, and you can flow through. So that elasticity, that a little bit of relaxing and letting the shoulders mellow out a little bit is the first tip I have for you to get your boxing skills more on point. The next thing, and again, it comes down to your pad work style, is a lot of times, especially when I was in Thailand, and a lot of kickboxing pad holders too do this, it's 1 or 2 punches when you put your hands together. Cross hook, move around. Jab, cross, move around. Thailand, single shot, single shot, single shot. Where are the combos? When you see boxers a lot of times put together some awesome means of knocking somebody down, they're not doing it through single shots. They're putting that combo work in, especially when somebody's hurt. You might land a single shot, go, okay, they're hurt. And then you rush forward and you've never practiced stringing together crisp, fast shots. And that's what we want. We want to make sure we can do that in those moments so we can finish the fight and go home. Now, when we're talking about combo work, one of the things that you're going to notice with a lot of Muay Thai pad holders is they teach you, in my mind, how to throw punches incorrectly. So when I was in Thailand, they were teaching me to hit my cross and drag downwards. It was hit and drag. Hit and drag. Now there's a couple reasons that's bad. Number one, it leaves you more exposed for that counter. Your head's going to be more open because you're not dragging back that fast. But number two, the speed of the punch is not going to be as quick when we go from one shot to the other. It's going to be down and then I have to lead into the next one. So naturally, combo work is going to struggle. It's going to be slower and you're not going to be as confident with it because you're not coming straight out, straight back every time. It's more here. Here, here, it's a little sloppier. And really, ultimately, the big answer for me in why you have to have better hands, and really the answer, the big weakness that is in kickboxers and Muay Thai fighters when it comes to hands, if I have to boil it down to one thing, it's the hands are a little too sloppy. And yes, you could look at sort of rigid arms that we were talking about before. That can actually be a little bit of a sloppy punch. But really, not getting the hand right back to the head so you can lead into your next punch and your next punch is the big weakness that we will see from people who also let their legs go. If you can sort out this one issue and get on the bag and hit straight in, straight out, and then start practicing streaming those shots together, coming right back to your head, your overall hand game is going to improve so much. And then you can be a fighter who, when you get in there, yeah, I have my knees, and then maybe I have my elbows, and I have my kicks, but I also have hands. And that is such a massive part of getting wins in fights, unless you are so good in the other 6 limbs, which I just mentioned, that you just don't need them. But I don't understand why you wouldn't want to develop these anyway, because they're so dangerous. Hands are one of the easiest ways to drop somebody. They take so little effort to let go compared to throwing those big kicks. And more often than not, when we see big knockouts like Haggerty knocking down Nong O recently, when we see that, it's off hands. Those are the ones that are going to finish those fights very, very easy compared to all the other techniques. They're fast, they're crisp, and they just land with so much power. So if you guys can work on those little details that I gave you today, get in front of a mirror, watch yourself, bring your hands right back to your head, no shots rolling down, no shots dragging back too slow, hands back to the head, loosen up the arms a little bit, get a little bit more boxer style punches going, I guess is the answer. And if you can do that, I just feel your overall game is gonna up, up, up. That's all for me today, guys. I just wanted to talk about that because I've seen the weakness that people are having in the gym. Been to the gym recently, getting ready for my next fight, and I just noticed a lot of people just, they're trying too hard on their punches, and I want to go over and say, you should loosen up, but I don't really involve myself with other people when I'm at the gym because I'm doing my own training. But you guys, you're showing up to learn from me, which I always appreciate, so I wanted to share that with you today. If you enjoyed the episode, please give it a like. If you haven't already, join the channel, get subscribed. As always, train hard. I will see you back here soon for another video.